Hello and how are you? My name is Mahindo Mbarak and I welcome you to our 6th video of Mastering Flutter User Interfaces video series. In this video series, we are creating different kinds of Flutter user interfaces following the Google UI material principles. So we're going to do a lot of different user interfaces that you can put together and create professional mobile applications. As you always do 40 minutes, and I'm going to start my timer, then go straight into our today's business. We're going to look at how we can create cards. So cards, they are user interfaces that we use to present single interfaces, single items. All right, in most of times, they have a border that is having kind of shadow that can make that item to look totally separated from another one. So we have these cards in web interfaces such as Bootstrap and the rest, and also in Flutter we have an implementation of a card widget. So today we're going to see how we can implement cards in many different ways. We're going to see how we can do such a thing. I'll show you what we're going to do in this video. So we're going to look in the topic of what? In the topic of cards. Where's my cards? My cards are here. We're going to do how we can do a basic card like this one. This is what we call a card. We're going to see how we can do such basic cards. We're going to see how we can create a cards in a timeline which has a picture and the photo of a person around it, and then some kind of comments on it. Okay, we're going to see also how we can do a card that can have an overlap where it crosses another thing, and then you scroll, it covers the top side. We're going also to see how we can create a wizard card where the one that you can use for onboarding someone. You see, where someone can click on next, and then they can get started. We're going to see how we can use that, do such kind of wizard cards. We're going to see also how we can do kind of wizard overlap, a card like this one. Okay, we're going to see also how we can do how we can do an outline card like this one. And also lastly, we'll see how we can do a card that can be expanded like this one. So that's what you're going to do. It's going to be interesting section of this user interface series. So without wasting much time, let's go straight and start implementing what we have just looked at. I'm going to begin by creating these basic cards. So we'll go to application. As I told you, download the project that is in the description. The link is in the description, so that after downloading that, you run it on your application. So it will give you some common Scratch files that you'll have to begin with. Otherwise, if you don't have that project, that will be hard for you. Okay, it will be hard for you to jump and start doing what you're doing right now. So go ahead and download that project, upload it on your computer, and then doing what? And then start implementing. Then start following us. Otherwise, if you don't have it, it's going to be hard for you. In that project, we have constants, we have pictures, we have some strings, we have some dummy data. So that will only focus on what? On user interfaces. Alright, so in the previous lecture, we did this beautiful UI. I hope you can also challenge yourself and do it. So now let's go ahead and see how we can implement the cards. So what you're going to do, I'm going to create a second section, in another section of cards. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll come to our main route here, or the main menu, and then you're going to create another title, the one that I can call here. So I can come here and just call it what? Let me see, I hope I have card. Alright, whatever. And then I'm going to call this one what? Cards, like this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and start implementing the first card. So I'll just simply come and copy this list item and then put it here. So I'm going to call this one basic cards. Basic cards. Alright, so in these basic cards, so going to implement now the real basic cards. Alright, let's go ahead and create a stateful widget screen. So I'm going to create another folder of cards, new folder. I'm going to call it cards. So in this folder, I'm going to put another file now of basic cards. That. Alright, so I'm going to put here stateful widget, and I'm going to call it basic cards. Okay, basic card screen, something like that, and press enter. Then I'll go ahead and import these ones, and then I go ahead and remove this. So I believe everyone can be able to do this at this level. So after, we're going to connect this one with the main screen. So in a way that if someone clicks there, they should be taken to this screen. So I'll save, and then when you click there, you're taken to this main screen, which does not have anything. So let's go ahead and see how we implement these basic cards. So in my code here, I'll put it in in card, basic cards. All right. So I'm going to begin by giving scaffold. So let's go ahead and give the scaffold. Okay. And then after scaffold, in this scaffold, we are going to give it a I'm going to give it a background of gray color. So just simply come here and say scaffold is going to have a background of gray color. So we'll have something beautiful like that. Then after, am I not recording? I'm recording. Let me see. I'm recording. Yeah, I'm recording, you see. I'm recording using a software. So I've just checked. I'm recording. Alright, so after doing that, I'm going to give the app bar. Okay, so let's go ahead and give our app bar. Alright. So we'll have to import it. So we'll have our app bar there. After putting the app bar, then we're going to give now a body where the whole business is. Someone is chewing chiberenge. I can hear from here even. Who is that? I decided to mute. We have seen you, sir. Okay, I'm going to give you a body. Someone is chewing chiberenge. Okay, so here we're going to have a scroll view, and then I'm going to give that scroll view padding of 8. Okay, so we're going to have that one. Okay, so then after we're going to give now, this is a single scroll view. Now we're going to put there our column. Okay, so in this column we're going to have different cards. There's going to be so many different types of cards. So you can design them separately and call them as widgets, or you can design them and put them here for this purpose of. Alright, so let's go ahead and put here our child, and put here a column. So we're going to put children, and then we're going to start designing. Okay, so to put a card, you just simply, as it sounds, the user interface is called card. Okay, so we're going to design this first card here. We're going to design it together. Let's design it. So the first thing we're going to call card class, and then if it's not there, we import it. So it's going to take shape. In case you want to shape it in your own way, you can give it a shape. Okay, so just go ahead and give parameter of shape and pass border rounded rectangle, and then you can give it your own kind of shape. This is when you want to maybe reduce its shape, something like that. So when you do like this, you'll not see anything because you haven't put there any content. So after doing that, whoever can leave this shape, even it's much more beautiful when you don't have this shape, so you can leave the shape thing. So after, then you can give it a behavior. Okay, and then after, you go ahead and give it a column. So since it's this image on top and there's another content below it, so it means that is nothing but a what? But a column. So let's go ahead and put a child of this card as what? As a column. And then after I'm going to give this column children, and then that child, the first child is going to be what? An image. All right. So it's going to be an asset image. So that's where the beauty of the project that I told you to put in your I mean to begin with the Scratch project. That's why it becomes helpful. So go ahead and import this image already in that Scratch folder project that I gave you. Okay, so I will have something like that. Okay, so it is, see, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. Okay, so if I say maybe here search that to be 10, you'll see to try to do what? To change the borders of my card. Okay, so that's the first image. All right, then after the image you're going to put now the container that's going to contain these remaining things. All right, let's go ahead and do that. So after the image you're going to put the container, and this container is going to take children, and the children of course is going to be what? A column. So let's first give it some paddings and then give it a column. So give this container some paddings and then give it what? A column. All right, so the column is going to take what? Children. All right, so these children are going to have the what? The first text. Okay, so this can maybe make it cross alignment start, and then we're going to give it now the what? The first text. Okay, so I'll come in this children of this container, I give you the first text. You can pause the video and see this text how I do it. Okay, so I import, you'll see that we will have that one. After doing that, I'm going to give now the size height, and then after giving the size height, we're going to give now the what? The container content, this one. All right, so just create another container and give this lorem ipsum content like this. Hope you are together. So go ahead and import my string because it's already in the Scratch folder that I gave you. All right, so we'll have something beautiful like that. It's not beautiful yet, but it's going to be. So you can see that. So after doing that, let's go ahead and now give a row of this thing that is going to have these buttons. So I'll just simply copy this row. I'm going to explain it step by step. Okay. All right, so I'll copy this row, and this row I'm going to put it in the first column, not in this column that is inside this container. I'm going to put it in this first column, the main column. Okay, so I'll put here a comma and I put it in the main column and I import it. All right, so I'm going to explain everything in this column. So this column is just going to present our two buttons, which is text button. It is just a row. Sorry, it's a row that has what? That it has two buttons, text buttons, and inside text button we're just styling them, like one to have a foreground of transparent, and then it's a child that has a child of text, and then you give it that style and also this style, something like that. So you can pause the video and see them. Okay, then I go ahead and do what? And import them. Then I can go ahead and give the size, the height here after this row of 15 of 5. Then you'll have a beautiful user interface like this one. You see, it's so nice. I hope it is. So follow the videos very carefully and challenge yourself and do it, not just to watch. So I'm going step by step, so I should not leave anyone behind. So you can even turn this one into a what? Into a widget. You just collapse this one. They maybe say card 1, and then you go ahead and put it anywhere that you want. So you can put it as a method, and I just return it as a what? So let me remove this and I return it as widget. Return as what? As a widget. So this is your first card. So you can use it as many as you want, okay, or in different ways. So if I come here and I just duplicate, I'll have it as many times as I want, you see, and this will be scrollable. It's beautiful. Okay, it is beautiful. All right, so that's how you do different kind of cards. Let's do one more card and then the rest you'll challenge yourself. Let's do this card, this one here. Let's do this card here, but this one is just like this one. This one is like this one. So go ahead and challenge yourself and do this. No, this one is a little bit challenging because the text is in background. So let's go ahead and do this one. Let me help you do this one, and then you'll challenge yourself and do this and do this, maybe, and also do these colored ones. So colored one, you just give a background color of a card, and then you change the text to be white. Then these are two are in rows, so you can make them as widgets and then you just import them. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do for you, we're going to do this one together, and then you should be ready to do this one. You should be ready to do these remaining ones. Okay, you should be able to challenge yourself and do these remaining ones. So let's go ahead and do this second card. So to keep my code clean, I can just simply come here and create another widget and I call it card 2. Okay, card 2, and then I just come and call it here as card 2. All right, so I've not returned anything, that's why it is crying. Okay, so let's go ahead and now return. So this is the second card. Okay, just a second, simple card, this one here. All right, so let's go ahead and do it faster. So it's going to be return card like this. So when I go back, I should be able to do that. So in that card, we're going to give it what? We're going to give it a shape. Whoever this shape is optional, you can leave it. So we're going to give those two parameters. So after giving those two parameters, the next thing you're going to give it what? You're going to give it the column, since it's going to be in some kind of column, this one here. So I'm going to give it column. So it's child of this, the child of the card is going to be a column. And then since we want, and this column is going to have alignment of cross alignment of start. So since we want this text to be on top of this one, it means we're going to create what we call stack. Okay, if you still remember stack, you'll be able to put something on top of the other. So let's go ahead and create the stack. So stack, I mean, this column is going to take children, and the first child is going to be a stack. Okay, so after putting the first child of stack, then we're going to pass the image as the first child of the stack. So we're going to give children of stack, the first one is going to be an image. You see how I import my asset images. So I do like this, then we'll have that beautiful thing. So since it is stack, anything that we put here in bottom is going to come on top of that. So we're going to put position.fill, and then you pass container. So you put position.fill, close bracket. Okay, and then you put the positioned, so this position.fill must take a what? A child. So position, you'll be able to do what? To do something on top of the other, right? So you're going to put there, this position, we're going to put there what? We're going to put the container inside this position.fill. So a child of this position.fill is going to be a simple container. All right, so if I save, to be like that. So inside that container, we're going to give a padding of 15. Okay, padding of 15, and then after we're going to give now the what? The alignment. Align. So just simply put align, and then give child, and then put alignment. So alignment is going to be what? It's going to be bottom left. Okay, and then after, we're going now to put a what? We're going to put now our text. So this text is going to be what? It's going to be a white colored text. So I'll just simply come and copy the text as it is and then make it white. Alright, so it's going to be here and white colored. So by doing like this, we'll have something beautiful like that one, which is having a stack. Okay, so you see that, right? You see that. Okay, so after doing that, so the next thing, we can now go ahead and put these buttons there. These ones, these are just buttons, icon buttons. So I'm just going to copy this row and explain it. So I'll come here and come after the stack. After the stack, immediately after stack, don't put it inside stack, put it outside stack, and then put our row. So let me explain this row. Okay, it is just a simple button, icon button, and then it's having an icon button, and then the alignment is at the end. Main axis alignment is at what? Is at end. So you put your 3 buttons, okay, which have these different 3 icons, and then you'll have come up with such a beautiful user interface. Okay, so it means that you can even create here something like a row. You can create here something like what? Like a row, and then give it children, and then give it these 2. Let me make this one to have width of expanded. Let's say expanded, and that's okay, and then duplicate this one. You see, then you'll have this, you'll have created this. Can you see that? It's beautiful. So maybe we just need to change maybe the images. All right, we need to change the images. So you can say maybe it's going to be taking what? An img or string of image. Let me just come here and say it is going to be taking what? A string of what? Of image. So in this one, I just come here and put img. So when I call it, I just give it what? I give it image. So this one I can give it that image, and then I give this one image 5, and then give this one image maybe 7. Save. You see, I've created something beautiful like that one. You see, I hope you see that. Then you can just again call this one bottom here after the row. Okay, so that is how CAD makes apps look nice. I hope you can see that, members. So challenge yourself and do these ones by yourself. Do these on your own. This is just a card that has a background color and a text of white, and then a divider. That's it. And then an icon that is separated. One icon here and another icon on the other side. All right, so challenge yourself and do those remaining ones. Okay, so let us proceed to another kind of cards. How can you put the shadow behind the card? You can put it under this using what? Using the border. So you see, you have the shadow color, and then you can change the shadow. Then you have the elevation. You can increase the size of the shadow. You see, this one is becoming reddish. So when you say elevation 5, that reddish is increasing. You see? So that's how you can play with the shadow of a card. I hope you've seen it,
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah. But there is also another way by using borders. Yeah, this border you can pass, I think, a parameter of using shadows. But this is the simplest way of using card and put shadows. Alright, so I think we can proceed. So challenge yourself and do the remaining things. Okay, so let us proceed to something else. I hope you're learning, you guys. So let us proceed to the basic cards. Are finished. Timeline cards. Timeline cards. Yeah, so you're just going to do this one, one like this. I think this one already finished. You can do something like this. Let us go ahead and see how you can do this one. This second one is a little bit complicated and complex. So let's say I can do this second card. Alright, so we're going to call it timeline card. Okay, so let's go ahead and I think I'm going to just duplicate this one, and then other than repeating everything from 0, we're going just to extend this one. So this timeline card, what is there, what we're going to add on this one is this photo, and then this name, and then this comment, and then make it them multiple. Okay, and then say maybe view comments. That's what we're going to add on this timeline card, other than repeating the whole thing. Okay, yet we have already just learned this one. Alright, so let's go ahead and see how we can create timeline cards. So I'll just simply come to our project. I'm going to duplicate these basic cards, Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. I'm going to call this one timeline card. Alright, and then I'll come here and press copy, search this. Okay, I'll press Ctrl+F, Alt and Enter, and then change this one to what? To timeline cards. Alright, so after doing that, I'm just going to change here the title to what? Timeline cards. Okay, then after, I'm going to make this timeline card, the class that we just created, this one, available on what? On the main screen, or available on the home screen. So to do that, we'll just simply come to our basic route, our menu route, and then duplicate this one. Okay, and then come and call this one timeline cards, and then come and call this one timeline cards. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. Alright, so now when someone clicks on this one, should be taken to this screen of timeline. Alright, so let's go ahead and see. So when I click on timeline cards, I'm taken there. So I'm just going to remove this first. Let's remove the first one, and then we just expand the second one. Okay, we add more things with the second one. Alright, so let's go ahead and remove this first card. So this is the screen. I'm just going to remove this first card, and maybe even this rows. Okay, and then we're going to depend just on this second card. I can call it card 3 to do what? To do our kind of timeline card. So if I save, I'll have this. So according to what I just covered in the previous lecture, the previous demonstration, we just did this one right now. So if you did not do it, then please go and do it. So you can now take it from here. You can copy your screen and then resume from here. So now you can see our timeline. Let's go anyway. Let us first go ahead and see timeline cards. So where are we? This is where there is share. I think it's here. Yeah, I think it's here. Nope. Let's see where there is share and comments, and then we just expand that card. We continue from where it is. I think it is this one. Let's start this. It's this one. has a spacer, yes. All right, so we're going to see how we can do this. So for the other one, you see, all of them, they're the same and the same. So how can we separate? So you can have like and share, maybe, and also comments. Let's begin from there. Let's remove this row, and then we do those ones. We begin from here, right? I hope you are together. So we're going to just simply copy this row, and I'm going to explain everything step by step. Okay? I don't want just to write because it's the same, but I'm going to explain everything step by step. So I'll just come here and paste and compile it. All right. So what you should see here is we have a container of width 5. Okay. And then we have icon button. So this container of width 5 is just a row that is separating this column from this one. Okay, and then you know how to create this button. And then you have now the next button, which is of share icon, that has an icon of share. It is this one. Then between them there is what you call spacer. So spacer, it will create as maximum space as possible for the available room, and push whatever is next to it to the further end. So you see this spacer, it is pushing these two, and then at the end we have the what? We have an icon button which is having this comment, and then we have a text which is having the number. So by doing like this, and then this container that is separating this text from this one. So by doing like this, you'll have achieved this kind of what? This kind of an interface. Alright, so I hope you've understood that. So the next thing, we're going now to see how we can now add these bottom things. This one. Alright, let's say that it has some comments. That's what we're going to add right now. Okay, so it's just nothing, you just need to face it. It's going to be a container first. Okay, a container that is going to contain all these things. So it's going to be, you can create one and then keep on calling it. Okay, so you can call maybe min comment or short comment or item comment, something like that. So we're going to create one, and maybe you can call it multiple times. All right, so we're going to create the first one. So we are targeting this. So the first thing, we're going to create a container. So we're going to come here and collapse this row, and then create a container here, container, and then we're going to give it some child, a child. I'm going to give it a child, but you can give it some background color of gray, so it can be a little bit different from the text, from the content. So give it gray, and then after we're going to give it a row, some padding of 15 all the sides. You know how to do that. And then we're going to give it a what? We're going to give it a what? We're going to give it a row, because it's going to be one next to the other in vertical format. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a row. So just come and give this child a what? A row, and this child, this row, we're going to give it cross alignment of start. All right, cross alignment of start, and then we're going to give it children. Okay, we're going to give it children. So we're going to give it children, and then the first child is going to be this photo that you're seeing here of the user who commented this. So the first child is going to be an asset photo, okay, of Laura. Okay, so if you want to make a circular photo, you just simply call this function, this widget called circle image, and then you pass in it image provider, and then you pass this avatar. Okay, so this one will provide you, and then give it a size that you want. This one will provide you a perfectly circular image, as you can see here. So after giving the first photo, so the next thing is going to be a spacer that is going to specify that photo from the next content. So just simply create here our spacer of container width 15. So after doing that, so the next thing is now going to put now the column, a column that is going to have this title and then this description. All right, so this column, this title can be too much. So what you're going to do, you're going to put what you call expanded, so it can use because you cannot predict how long the content is going to be, so it can use as available much room, as much as possible of the available room. So give expanded, and then this expanded, give it a column. Okay, column. All right, but if you want it to be to spend the minimum place, you just give it a flex of what, of 1. All right, so this column is now the one that is going to take this content and this one. All right, so this column, you can give it a cross alignment of what, of start. Okay, and then you give it what, children. The first child is going to be this first text. So I have nothing much to explain about text because we have been working with text for so long. So when I save, you should have something like that. Well, this text is just kind of gray for 800, so it can be a little bit black, darker. Okay, then the next text, we're going to have a spacer of 8, okay, of 4, and then after we're going to have now the content, which is the lorem ipsum. Okay, so I'll just simply come and copy this text of the content and then put it there. All right, then you'll have created your simple user interface like this one. All right, so what is remaining, I hope you can see that. You can see how we've just done a beautiful thing. So what is remaining is now just put the other side content, this one, all right, which is going to be after this expanded, and then put a spacer of width 10, and then after we're going to put maybe the time ago. For example, I can say maybe 1 minute ago, 1 AM ago, or 2 days ago, something like that. So I can just simply come here and put 1D, means 1 day. I can say maybe 2M or 3 hour. Okay, so something like this. So you see, something so beautiful like this one. All right, so beautiful. So you can now put your divider that's going to separate this item from the next one. All right, so where we're going to put it, we're going to put it here in this column, right? Copy and then put it there. So if you want to do it again, you can go ahead and make this one a what, a widget. So let me just call it maybe comment UI, and then I call it like this. Press Alt and enter, I get it created. All right, then I return that comment UI like this. So like that. So I can maybe say if I want to change the image, I can come here and put maybe a string of peak. I hope guys you are together. So I just come and receive and update this one like this. So let me go ahead and call this comment UI here, and I give it some photos like this one. So so when I want another UI, I can just simply come here and I call it. So you see we have 2, and I can put here maybe image 1, put here divider, okay, put here image 3, and then put here divider, put image maybe 7. Boom. See, you have such a beautiful user interface, okay, where someone can see maybe this one, put their comment, and this one, and this one, and this one. You see, so nice with that simplicity. So don't give up, just make sure that you practice and make sure that you do what, that you understand, because once you understand, you'll understand forever. And even what is beautiful most is that you can even use these user interfaces in your different kinds of what, in your different kinds of project. All right, I think that's it for this session. We are going to have a break of 10 minutes, and then at exactly 7 p.m. we can come and have our very last what, our very last session. So Muslims can go and pray, and then you come back for the last session at exactly 7, unless there's a question. Members, are you learning? Can I get your feedback, you guys, if you're there?
Yes, sir.
Hey, so you're getting the concepts?
Yeah.
That is good. You may not understand exactly how the code is, you may not memorize it, but the main point is to understand how things can be done. Then later you can copy and paste your own code, and then you do amazing things. All right, so let's have a short break of 10 minutes. At exactly 7, you should be back and have our very last session. See you. Our time is up.